Hello! Have you heard? I'm running a Get Creative workshop at ELHAP today. Would you like to join me? Just follow the ELHAP structure into the orchard where you'll find me in the roundhouse. So it's time to get your creative hats on and join me, Vikki, for a Get Creative workshop. Together, we are going to flex our creative and artistic muscles. I can't wait to see you.
Well, hi! Oh, thank you for coming. This is the roundhouse. What do you think? It looks great, right? So thanks so much for coming to our Get Creative session today. Would you like to come inside? Let's go. Hello and welcome to this week's Get Creative session with me, Vikki. Now, let me ask you something. Do you like getting messy? And do you like playing with gooey, squidgy putty? Well, if you do, then this session is for you. I've been experimenting with a few things around the house to make some of these putties, and we've got 3 for you to try today. So, are you ready? Let's go. First of all, you are going to need a mixing bowl, and you are going to need a spoon, and you are also going to need a cup. And to go in this first recipe for our first putty, we are going to need something called corn flour. Now, the corn flour is something you can probably find in a kitchen, but you can easily find it at a local shop. So corn flour looks like this, and it's a fine flour that is used in cooking for thickening sauces and things like that. So what we need first is a corn flour, and then the other ingredient in this putty is some shower gel. Now, I've got a lemony shower gel today because this is my favourite smell, I think. It smells really, really strong. So if you've got a shower gel that you really like the smell of, I recommend using it, but obviously ask permission first. Okay, let's go. So we're going to need 1 whole cup of corn flour. So I'm going to fill up this cup with some big spoons of corn flour. Now, it doesn't have to be exact. Making a mess already. Here we go. So we're going to need 1 whole cup of corn flour, and then half a cup of the shower gel. Okay, I think that's enough there. Put this to one side. So now we're going to gently pour in our corn flour into our bowl. There we go. As you can see, I'm already making a bit of a mess already. Here we go, lots of lovely corn flour. And now it's time to get the shower gel, and we just need half a cup of this. So here goes. Ooh, already gooey. I love this stuff. And again. There we go. I think that's plenty. Right, now I'm going to pour this in to my corn flour. It's so bright as well. It's going to give this putty a really beautiful colour. Get it all in there. Yeah. Wonderful. Right, now I'm just going to mix these 2 together with my spoon. And then I'll get my hands dirty, don't worry. So Give it a good stir. You may want to get your hands in there already, and that is totally fine. I'm just going to wait till it's a bit more, till the flour is a little bit more absorbed. Here we go. Right. Now I think this is the perfect time to get my hands dirty. Let's go. Oh, it's super gooey and very, very sticky. Now, if you think that it's kind of too sticky and gooey, you can always add a bit more corn flour, but I'm going to go with this for a little while and see how it is. And you're just, just mixing it all together with your hands. Whoa, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And it smells amazing as well. It smells like lemon meringue. But you wouldn't want to eat this one. Ooh. Oh, this is lovely to work with. It's so, so gooey. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Whoa, this is so much fun to play with. I could honestly play with this for ages. Now let's see what happens if we do put a bit more corn flour in. Right. So I'm just going to put another spoon, or a couple of spoons in, I think. And gently mix it together. Oh, look at all this messy, gooey putty. I promised you messy play today, and here we go. Right, it's turning into more of a dough now with a bit more corn flour in it. Which is great. I can really squeeze it now. And it's still a bit stretchy as well. Yeah. Whoop. There we go. So you can just keep playing with the consistency by just adding a little bit more flour or a little bit more of the shower gel until you get it how you want it, really. Now you can keep this for quite a while actually. You can just store it in an airtight container. So let me get one. Squidgy in there. Lovely. And I can come and play with that later if I want. Right, I'm just gonna clean up before I make the next one. Right, that was great. Now for our second putty, we are also going to use corn flour again, but this time we're going to mix it with something else. So because our first putty looked good enough to eat, but is not edible, I decided to make one that is actually edible and safe to eat, although I'll have to say it's not particularly delicious. The second one involves yogurt. Now we can mix yogurt with corn flour to make a nice putty, and for this one I'm also going to add some food colouring. So here we've got a food colouring to add to our yogurt and corn flour putty. So here goes. Right, I'm going to do the same measurements this time. And I'm going to use a cup of corn flour. And I'm going to use about half the amount of yogurt. This is just yogurt I have at home, but you can use whatever yogurt you have. You might have a strawberry flavoured yogurt that you might want to use, or something like that. But the main thing is you just need twice as much flour to the amount of liquid. So if I had 1 whole cup of flour, I would need half a cup of the liquid ingredient, which is our yogurt. So I'm just going to do this by eye this time. I think that I'm going to try mixing that together and see how it looks. Ooh. It's coming together a little bit. It's like a dough, this one. Just mix it up with your spoon, or get straight in there with your hands if you want to. Now, as I said, this one technically is edible. It is safe to eat, but I did try a bit and it's not great. So I wouldn't recommend it, but it is safe to consume if you do accidentally put some in your mouth. Whoa. Oh, this is lovely. Lovely to mix up. Look at this. That's great to watch, right? At first this might be too dry, but I think I might add a little bit more corn flour to it. Okay, let's tip a little bit more in and see how we go. Ooh, this one looks cool, but I think the colour needs improving, don't you? Wow. Let's try and mix in a little bit of food colouring and see what happens. So here we go with our red food colouring. I'm just going to squeeze in. few drops and we'll see how it looks. Hoping we're going to get a nice pink putty. And I love actually watching the colour mix into this. That's looking really nice, but I think we could do with a little bit more. So I'm going to add a little bit more. What colour would you like your putty to be? I wonder what colour you're experimenting with at home. I don't know, that might be a bit much. We'll see. Whoa, look at that red. That is so bright. Ooh, I think that's a really nice shade of pink now. I mean, I'm really enjoying playing with this. It looks great. Now, I think I want to try and play with this out on the tabletop. So here I have my mat, and I'm just gonna empty this putty out onto the mat to play with. Here we go. Right, now it's time to get a bit messy. Ooh. Whoa, it's quite slimy, this one. Look at this. How's your putty looking right now? Whoa, look at that. I promised you mess, didn't I? Wow. I think I might add a little bit more flour to this. So, just see if I can get a little bit extra in there. Good, good, good. I do love watching this ooze. I want to try and get this into more of a doughy consistency, so I'm going to add a bit more corn flour. Yeah. I'm really enjoying this pink putty. And I love how that you can just add a little bit more liquid and it becomes more slimy, or add a little bit more flour and it becomes a bit more doughy. So you can really play and experiment and get the type of putty that you really want. Here we go. Wow. Oh, I love how it just looks like ice cream. Here we go. And you can store this in an airtight container for a few days, so you can come back and play again. There we have it, our yogurt and corn flour and food colouring putty. Now let's get cleaned up for the next one. So I'm all clean again, ready to make our final putty. Now I've got myself another bowl for this, and my ingredients for this one are not corn flour this time. This time I'm going to make a gooey putty out of blue tack. And you might think, well, yeah, blue tack's like quite fun to play with already, right? But we are going to make it extra gooey and extra stretchy. And the ingredient we are going to use for that is some hand soap. So I'm going to squeeze a couple of pumps into this bowl. There we go. Why not one more for luck? And now I need to soften up my blue tack a little bit first. So I'm going to have a bit of fun playing with this. Just to warm it up so that it will mix a bit more easily with the soap. And you can use any liquid soap really. You could use washing up liquid, you can use hand soap, you could try more shower gel again if you wanted to. So let's see, so I've got my big lump of blue tack. I'm going to stretch it out a little bit. And what I'm going to do now is dip it into the liquid soap, just like this. So I've got a coating of liquid soap on there, and I'm going to fold it up, squeeze it and squidge it, and try and mix the two together. And I'm going to keep doing this gradually until it becomes soft and stretchy. And here we go again. I'm going to dip it in again to get a nice coating. Look at that, a nice coating of soap on that blue tack. And just mush it all up together. And we're going to gradually work it a bit more so it's a bit more stretchy. It's a bit slimy actually from the soap. What do you think? Are you trying this one at home too? It feels really slimy. I think we need to work this a little bit more. Ooh. Getting a bit more stretch in there. Let's try adding a bit more soap. What do you think about this one then? What's been your favourite putty so far? I mean, you may still be having fun with putty number 1. I really liked putty number 1. It smelled delicious because it was my favourite soap smell. Ooh. This is getting a bit softer now. It's a good workout for the hands actually. This one's definitely a good one if you want to de-stress a bit and take all your anger out on that putty. I get excited every time I see it stretch a little bit further. This one's quite fun just to keep on playing with. I think I'm going to add one last bit of liquid soap to this. And I think I'll be done. I love the part where you're mixing the soap into the blue tack and it feels all slimy on the outside. And then gradually it gets more and more absorbed into the blue tack. And there we have it. That is our final putty with blue tack and liquid soap. What do you think? So, as a reminder, here we have our 3 putties. Now, our first one was made with corn flour and shower gel, and my one was made with a lovely lemony scented shower gel. But you can try your own different scented shower gel at home and see what you think. And this is so much fun to play with. I do love that one. And the thing is, when you make it with something scented, it smells really good too. Okay, so that was that one. And our second one was actually edible putty. Although it doesn't taste great, it is actually safe to eat because it's made with yogurt and corn flour. And it also contains, or my one also contains, food colouring to make it nice and pink. Here we go. Our putty there. Wonderful. And then our third one that we've just done was made with blue tack and liquid soap. So have a go, have a little experiment of your own, and I hope you enjoy playing with this really fun, messy activity. And I will see you next week. Bye!